What is up, people? BP here, and today we're going to be looking at, well, Mr. Robert Kiyosaki. And who's he talking to? Oh, yeah, none other... Excuse me, I'm coughing today. I should probably go get vaccinated. Nope, just kidding. Definitely not doing that, and I'm voting for Trump the next go-around. Anyways, he's talking to good old-fashioned Walter here from Fresh and Fit. That's right, the legend himself, Mr. Walter. And guess what? In case you guys didn't know who this guy is, Mr. Robert Kiyosaki, he is the guy that wrote the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad. You can look him up on Google. The guy's worth probably $1 billion, honestly. And even though like Google probably says, oh, he's only worth 100 million, no, he actually admits it in this video. He's worth hundreds of millions of dollars just in assets. So he's probably a multi-billionaire. But anyway, they pretty much just talk to Mr. Rollo here about the book, The Rational Male, and he just pretty much connects with them on a level that's on par with being a man and what we go through in life, dealing with women, and how male dominance is important in government and in family and other parts and aspects of society, and how feminism is really, really dangerous for this country. But I don't know, man. Like I can't say for sure if feminism is actually a bad thing. I'm definitely all in favor for the United States of America, which is all about freedom. And part of that is, well, liberation for women. So, women, you rock. Without you, we wouldn't have mothers, we wouldn't have sisters, we wouldn't have daughters, we wouldn't have all kinds of stuff, and we probably wouldn't have good cooking in the kitchen and clean laundry. That's for sure. But anyways, I thought this video was going to be only 5 minutes long, but good God, it's 20 minutes long. Gee whiz, we are not going to watch that much of this video because I have got to get to bed. It is late. It is past my bedtime, and as we all know, I need my beauty sleep. That's right. I have to keep this chiseled chin and my well-set hair, even though I'm probably losing it by the age of 40. Anyways, so yeah, we're going to be looking at Mr. Kiyosaki here. I might be pronouncing your name wrong, sir, but I do apologize sincerely. And let's see what Mr. Walter here has to say, if he has any advice on how to pick up women for this guy, because apparently he reveals that he's going through a divorce with his second wife. And my condolences, sir. I have been through 2 marriages within 10 years of my 18th birthday. That sucks. Just be glad you don't have to pay child support on your kids as soon as they were born like I did, because you would be screwed and you wouldn't be a billionaire. The man that you are today, yeah, would not happen. Okay. And Mr. Kiyosaki, if you want to learn the art of pickup, I suggest not learning from these guys, but actually you should learn from this guy here, TT Boy. Oh yeah, where is he? This is the man. Because guess what? This guy has slept with over 10,000 women in his life without using Instagram. So yeah, if you want to learn about pickup, learn from the real experts like this dude. Oh man, this guy is like, what's that one movie, Scarface? Yeah, he freaking reminds me of Scarface. Look at this guy.
That might be true in different aspects, but to do the work I've done, you got to be a killer.
I freaking love TT Boy. Definitely the most badass dude in the manosphere. All right, so let's go ahead, Mr. Robert, see what he has to say. Who is texting me at this early of the day? Dear God, people. Don't you have other things to do than to message me on Facebook? All right, let's listen.
And I'm going. And then Kim has 2 nieces, same story. Many men, lots of kids, no fathers. And so what we're having is a fatherless kids raised by non-men.
Yeah.
And so it's women raising kids, and then the kids go to school and raised by women again.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so what's happening is one of the ways you destroy capitalism is you make the men weaker.
Yeah, masculinity.
And that's why I talk
Yes.
about you so much.
Yeah, and that has been a strategy for a very long time.
Yes.
Even the the Roman Catholic Church used to do exactly that when they were sending the conquerors over to South America, right? That was the first order of business, was to crush the masculine men that were part of the tribes that they would meet over in the New World, right? It was to emasculate the men, because if they knew that they could do that, they could crush the rest of the tribe. And now we're looking at this on a global scale.
Yes. And that's my concern is, and so I did that show with Sarah, who just came in here, and I was raving about you and Rick because the alpha came back. And that's why I say he saved my life, because alpha stands for asshole, and I'm back.
Yeah.
But when I married Kim, and I still love her with all my heart, I became a simp.
Yeah.
I became a very weak, pushover man.
Yeah, I've said this on several occasions, is that just because you can be a multimillionaire, you can be an alpha as can be in your business and the business side of things, people don't mess with you because you're that powerful. Those same guys, and I've worked for guys like this and worked with guys like this for a very long time. They can be the GM of a casino. They can be I worked with wine and spirits distributors and stuff like that. I mean, really hot, wealthy men, but they are just, their wives run the show for them, run their lives, because they're still blue pill, and they think that that's the way that's how they were brought up. They were still conditioned to be a simp, right? To sympathize, right? To be more, to supplicate to women. And that's just the way they are. So when they go home at night, she's running the show. When he goes to the office the next day, he's the alpha male of that office in that business. And one does not necessarily equal the other.
Yeah, but I want to just say the biggest distinction that you guys make is the difference between an alpha and an asshole. And the biggest change that you've given me is the ability to control the asshole. Because that's what got me into so much trouble. Is some guy would say something, I'd wise off, we'd be in a fight, and that's what men do. Well, that's stupid. So now the thing that's happened for me is when I meet a Karen, now I am extra kind to her, because what you did is you gave me empathy to what's going on in her life.
Yeah, there's a blue pill for women.
I didn't know. I just thought women were bitches, because that's what happens to them. A lot of times if they don't do well after 30, 35, like he said.
Right, yeah.
It's like you say,
hit the wall.
He says it's forever 21.
Forever 21.
Not forever 41.
What you did was gave me awareness, but another way of communicating. And so even my wife now, we're separated, we're probably going for divorce and all this stuff. We have, hundreds of millions of dollars in property. It's going to be like Bill and Melinda or Bezos and all that stuff. But I love her madly because we made it together. But as you said, we kind of grew apart. So that's why I thank you and your suggestions on how to be an alpha male are very, very good. It's how to be alpha, not asshole.
Right.
Boom.
Harness the energy of the asshole. Don't become the asshole.
Because you could be.
Well, what do you say? How do you say?
Well, it's like, harness the energy of the asshole. You don't have to become the asshole.
And the night of the funeral, my father says, I want to take you aside. So the kids are the kids and all this, but it was a man-to-man between my dad and I. Like I said, he's a superintendent of education. He was a poor dad. PhD, Stanford, good man. And he took me aside. We sat at a bar, and he says, you're the oldest son, and you've seen the women come after me. I said, yeah. He said, I want you to let you know I never cheated on your mom. That's when I became him. And I still haven't slept with another woman.
Still have not slept with another woman, Mr. Robert, but now you should, because guess what? Once that wife of yours said, hey, I'm out of here, that was the moment you should have said, you know what? I'm going to honor my dad today by going out and having sex with a brand new, beautiful woman, 20, 30 years younger than the current woman who is trying to take you for all that you have. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this little interview here, or I should say, sorry, what was I saying? Oh, yes, I hope you guys enjoyed this little interview that was going on, or I guess it really wasn't an interview after all. It was more of a kind of a powwow, so to speak. Bunch of guys getting together and just kind of chit-chatting. So, Mr. Robert, definitely, my respects to you, sir. Successful guy, well-spoken man, and please, if you ever see this video on my channel, just understand I've never, like your dad, I have never cheated on my girlfriend. Anyways, continuing on, as we were saying, yeah, like this powwow here was going on, I really enjoyed it. Listen, man, if you're going through a second divorce, all jokes aside, okay, I've been through 2 divorces. Well, technically, I'm still married, but don't tell anybody that, please. I would be crucified if my girlfriend found that out. But anyway, I am a married man, but I'm not happily married. I'm just separated. I've been separated for like 10 years. Somebody said, you know, even though he's still technically married, he divorced her years ago. Talking about my wife. Yeah, because we haven't been together since like 2011. No. Dude, I've got my numbers off. I think 2012, 2013. My son was born in 2014? Wow. No. When was he born? I think 2014. Okay. Woo, I'm going crazy. So anyways, the point is, okay, I've been through 2 marriages, man. And let me tell you, there is light at the end of the tunnel. And just be glad you are not just be glad that you are not paying child support since your children were born like I have been. Because, yeah, you would not be the multi-billionaire that you are today, dude. So just be grateful about that. But anyways, man, let the lady go. If she wants to come back, it's cool. If not, call up one of your hoes, man. That will likely take a couple $100 and yeah, have a good time, man. Enjoy yourself. But that being said, once you kind of get that out of your system, when you feel like moving on and dating again, do not take these guys' advice and go on Instagram where there's 1 billion people and trying to pick up chicks on there and take their advice for dating. No way, Jose, sir. That's a bad idea. You'll probably not find the nice little Jenny or Karen that you're hoping for to get married again to. At this point, I feel like you should probably not get married again. You should probably just play the game and have a girlfriend, man, because it's time to live life, dude. You're a free man, okay? So my opinion, I think you should definitely meet women in person the old-fashioned way. Meet them in a public location, preferably like a church or some sort of group, or even even those, AA groups or NA groups, Narcotics Anonymous, Alcoholics Anonymous, even though you may not do those things per se, yet in the groups you would find some really desperate druggy girls who would love to take you in as a sugar daddy. So, yeah, that would definitely be a great place. I would meet girls if I was a multi-billionaire like yourself, but that's just me. And no, but seriously, like, do not do online dating. It's very, very bad. You might even get set up on Tinder for like being robbed or something. But dude, meet a girl in public. Okay, take my advice, all right? And take Mr. TT Boy's advice. You probably want to meet them in person. What does Mr. TT Boy have to say?
I've seen today I could do, 20 to 25 days a month, day in, day out, month in, month out, year in, year out.
Okay, sorry. He was talking about how he was able to do, like, I don't know, 3 women a day for 30 days a month and that sort of thing. That's pretty impressive. Anyways, aside from that, okay, Gosh, TT boy, why do you have to put us all to shame, dude? Like, we're trying to get one woman, and here you are going through like 3 a day. Gee whiz. Save some for me, man. Anyways, yeah, I would say meet a girl the old-fashioned way, go in public, all right, to the bar, to the church, or even at a gas station, because that's where I've met plenty of women, honestly. And it probably wouldn't take much for you since you have a lot of fame and fortune. And yeah, take it from a poor man who lives in the hood like myself, who has to rely solely on his pickup game and his good looks, as opposed to having any money, because I definitely don't have any. Because if I did, I would not be here, sir. And if you want to do me a favor, go ahead and cash at me like $2 million so I can fix this place up, because I definitely wouldn't move out of the hood. I would just fix the current place that I'm in. Anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed this little video with Mr. Walter here. And if you guys ever get a chance to check out what Beta Bucks is on Incel Wiki, you should definitely check that out, because it is so funny. Dear God. So, yeah, and I guess what we could educate ourselves on this to be is, don't be beta no more, sir. Mr. Robert, even though you're a multi-billionaire, you're definitely at risk of being a beta and being a sucker. That is what a beta bucks is somebody who's absolutely a sucker and gives women anything that they want with hopes that he will earn her love and trust and loyalty to him, which never happens. It only happens to the guys that don't do shit for them. So, sir, if you want to take on the strategy of being a quote-unquote an alpha male, which doesn't actually exist, it's all bullshit, you have to think like a poor man. In this case, rich dad, poor dad is the total opposite. You have poor dad and rich dad. So if you want to be like the poor dad who gets laid all the time with beautiful women, well, you definitely have to learn from the poor dad in this particular case. And the way to do that, well, this is just think like a broke man in your case and not actually be broke, because that's what I would do. If I was a multi-billionaire, I would hide my money and let no one know how rich I was, and I'd go to some fancy place on planet Earth where nobody knew me, and I would pick up a girl there, probably in the Philippines, because those girls are desperate and could definitely use some old-fashioned good loving from a man of your stature, sir. But anyways, so if you ever get a chance to go check this out at incels.wiki, Beta Bucks is basically a really interesting and insightful article. At least to me, it's comical at best. That essentially tells us what someone is who has been living the life of a beta male, which doesn't actually exist, but the concept definitely exists. That, you know, if you're a sucker and you're a rich man, definitely if you're a rich guy, you're definitely at risk of being taken advantage of. So please be careful. I'm not saying you're a beta male, not by any means necessary. As a matter of fact, since you are like President Trump's friend, like right-hand man, one of his best friends, including Alex Jones, who I highly respect. Kudos, Alex Jones. You're the man, dude. And ladies, if you're watching me, I have not voted for Donald Trump. I voted for Biden, if that earns me a threesome with you someday. But don't tell anybody, guys. I actually did vote for Trump. That's just the truth. But anyways, I like Trump a lot, dude. So, Mr. Robert, well done, sir. You were definitely an alpha male in my book, especially if you're friends with Donald Trump, my president. By the way, I live in Florida, where Governor DeSantis and Donald Trump reside, plus my own dad. My dad lives here. And if you want to see a real alpha male, you should definitely check out my dad. He is the most amazing dude who is still alive, thank God. Anyway, so yeah, check this out. Go to Beta Bucks. I think there's an old saying. I think there's a saying among the pickup artists. Was it Alpha blanks with the F word, and on Beta Bucks. So if you want to be an alpha male, which doesn't actually exist, you have to think like a poor dude who relies solely on his pickup game, versus the beta guy who's actually a rich dude and yeah, hopes to earn a woman's favor and love by his money, which is never going to happen. Does not happen, man. But Robert, I have a lot of respect for you, sir. You're the man. Please be careful when getting back out there in the dating world. Do not go online. That is a horrible place. Please go to church or go to some support groups. And don't be depressed, man. It's okay. You're going to make it, man. Everybody goes through 1, 2, 3 divorces sometimes. It's fine. It happens. All right, guys. So that's all I have for you today. Have a wonderful day. I am BP. Let me know what you think down in the comments below.